leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Or at least that's John Maxwell's definition of leadership. Hi, my name is Pat Bloodworth, and for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to address the following. I will talk to you about favorable and unfavorable leaders, what they did or did not do that I liked or disliked. And I will describe myself as a leader today, followed by I will describe how others describe me as a leader. I'll describe my ideal leader and what steps I need to take to become that ideal leader. But first, favorable and unfavorable leaders and their characteristics and what I liked and didn't like about them. But I'll start with the first, favorable. I've been blessed to have many favorable leaders in my life, and I have learned a lot from them. And when I think about those leaders, I think about the number one characteristic is there's a genuine caring about the constituents of the organization. Not just, of course, they always had a clear picture of what the end was, the goals that we had to meet, but they didn't leave out the person with that. They were encouraging, they were motivating, they conveyed a sense of humanism, meaning they didn't come across as this perfect one who had all the answers. They weren't afraid to say, oh, I made a mistake, or let's see if we can work through this together. They built others up around them, and they gave positive and constructive feedback. They were supportive, and they also had that helping element, meaning if you wanted to go to the next level, or if there was something that you were trying to do, they were there to help you to get to that next level. For unfavorable leaders, it's the opposite. There was not that conveyed sense of caring about the constituents. And even with some, it was more of not so much they were there for the organization, but it was evident they were there to make their next step up. So those are things that were not favorable at all. The way I describe myself as a leader, number one, I have a genuine, heartfelt caring for those under my leadership, and I'm in touch with the constituents. And the message that I give is that, we're in this thing together. We will succeed together, we will fall together, but together we do have that ability to go far. And it was one thing that I showed was I'm one that gets in there, I roll up the sleeves, and I do what I need to do to get us to where we need to go. The next aspect of my leadership is that of being a team builder and cheerleader. And I think about the old adage, as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. And that team building, again, is just woven throughout the message that I give in my leadership, because it's not just one person. It's not with the leader or the principal or whatever the organization person is. It's everyone working together, and everyone matters. No matter what your role is in the company or organization, you're important and you're part of our success. Another aspect of my leadership is that of being a problem solver and resourceful. May not have all the answers, and I'm not afraid to say that, but together we'll work it out and we'll find out where we need to go to get the answers to our questions. Another aspect of my leadership, and this is something I try to show, is that I have an unquenchable desire and thirst to learn more and continue to grow. And when I think about just a team building and that continuing growing and that moving upward, I think about John F. Kennedy when he said leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. And I think that's so important for the leader to convey that. And that goes back to that message again. I haven't arrived, but I am going to keep striving and striving and striving to become better and better and pull those alongside me in that same direction. And one last aspect or saying that I think about in terms of just that continued keeping yourself growing is by an educator that I had the opportunity to work with early in my leadership days. Her name was Jan Duncan, and she was a New Zealand educator. And her mantra was remain green and growing, meaning we have to keep growing and learning and moving upward. How would others describe me as leader today? Well, the biggest description when I think about my 18 years in leadership, 16 years, principal, assistant principal, and different roles that I've had was that of a cheerleader. And I think that's so important, especially when you're faced with a situation where it seems like it's just hopeless, or you have a huge challenge to meet. That of being that cheerleader, that we can do it, that encouragement is so important to make sure that we convey that in all aspects of the leadership. My ideal leader encompasses all the other characteristics that I've spoken about before. That genuine caring, encouraging, motivating, building that team. And the steps that I need to take in order to become the ideal leader, I think I need to continue to surround myself with those who display or convey those characteristics of being a great leader. And there are many examples around. So that's my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll sign off for now. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you may be viewing this video. Goodbye.